when your kids are going to bed, it's not the best time to be angry at them. Don't make them go to bed sad. Do not do that. When they're going to school, they must not go to school sad. Those 2 hours, be smart as a parent. They can't go to school sad. That's not the time. Carry your bag. No. When they're going to school, if they dump something bad, keep it. Don't raise it. Hey, Jackson, remember, you're smart. You're intelligent. You're amazing.
Wow, I love that.
Your color is special. People want to have your skin. So when you see a bad person talking about your skin, it's because they want to have your skin, but they cannot. So when they say bad words to you, don't use bad word against them, but use the word like a smart baby girl.
Yeah.
Somebody said, you're a monkey. Really? That's one of my favorite animals. But then, do you have a lot in the house? Because I don't know where you got it from. Exactly. I told my kids, don't start a fight.
Yeah.
But you have a right. Well, you have a right to defend yourself when it's necessary.
Stand up for yourself.
Exactly. So let them understand the beauty of their nature, that they are special, that their hair is natural.
Are they being told otherwise at school?
Yes, because there's bully everywhere. They will bully your child. They will bully your child. So here, it's all about communication. Follow up from school.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in too much of debt that you can't have time for them. Do you have from 5 to 0 to 11 to raise a child? If you didn't do your job, if you fail as a mother or a father, from 4 to 11, there's nothing else you can do at 12. Children don't care what you say.
That's true.
They watch what you do.
Amen. That's true.
They don't care what you're telling them. They're watching your actions, and that's how they're going to mold their life, either you like it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a girl child, and you're hopping from club to club, and you have a girl child
In decent dressing,
you hop out of the house and you're looking like you on a bomb. Oh,
You're
wow.
trying to tell that child that I don't want to see you on this, but you're doing it. You're not.
But you're doing it.
Around her.
So as a mother, your attitude, as a father, your lifestyle is what they are watching. So you lead by character.
Yeah.
So if you are not ready for that, don't bring a child to this world, man. Don't do that. So that's the idea. All of a sudden, they are here. You don't speak language anymore.
I love that. Don't forget. I am still an African woman.
And by the time they're speaking to grandma on the phone, and they're sounding so, oh my children, and the way they're speaking, hi grandma, are you alright? Yeah. And you feel like you're fulfilled. But you are a beautiful failure.
Oh my goodness, beautiful failure.
Because at the end of the day, they forget their roots. They don't remember where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And they want to identify with this part of the world. And you have failed.
Yeah.
The biggest gift for your child
It's time.
is time.
Quality time.
The biggest currency of parenting is quality time.
Because if you miss that time as they are growing, you're missing it already.
And money can't replace quality time, because that's what they're going to remember. They will say, my dad is always busy. My mom is always working. They won't say you bought them this, you bought them that, but you're always busy. Be available. Don't be daddy of the house. You're coming and running away. Don't do that. Communication. We just send them to school. We don't prepare them for what is in school. Everybody cannot be the parent. Parenting is a calling. You have to learn, unlearn, relearn as a parent. When they're going to bed, my kids, I talk to them. You're wonderful. I am so proud to be your father. Take everything from me and give me you guys. They remember.
Oh, that's so sweet.
They remember. Sometimes they're watching something, pay attention to what they are listening to. Especially all those YouTube shorts. That's where they listen to bullying language and all of that. But if you just don't care, the society will raise your child for you.
Yeah.
Parenting is not an easy job.
Because
It's not easy.
like I said, it's a calling. It's a serious job. If you're not well raised, don't raise another idiot.
Yeah.
Don't do that. For the fact that you have a wonderful parent doesn't mean that they train you well.
Yeah.
For the fact that they smack you so hard doesn't mean you should do that to your own child.
I helped myself with some of the things I know that it will help me in the system here.
I see.
Not everything.
Wasn't that hard?
It was hard, but that's the reality. They can't have access to tech like that.
At some point I had to, come up with an idea of family day. You know, so that we can relate, communicate, connect. Tell me things mommy do that you don't like. Let me tell you things you do that I don't like. You know, just see.
I like that idea.
That is like day and night. Tell me things that you don't like about me.
Because
I don't know any time my parents ever said that.
So I prepare their mind for bullying. I let them understand that there are kids out there that will make you feel like you're not special because they are cowards, because they were not raised well by parents. But you're coming. I told my kids, I tell them, you have love at home, and it's everything. So when they tell you anything outside, understand that it's because you're special, and show them in your classwork why you're the best.
Let's go. It's John F.
Promise to stay, and I give you my heart, my soul, my...
Hello guys there, back again on your screen in your neighborhood. This is the Unscripted Gang Podcast. We come here bi-weekly to give you a very fresh chocolate of ideas and creativity and basic, sweet, non-conventional gossip, I think. And every time I have people that come here to gist with me. But then in our gisting we make sense. So we move from lifestyle to parenting to love, shenanigans, social media, whatever. It's to be talked about. And so I want to thank you first for those of you showing love to this brand. You go there every time, you watch, you subscribe, you like, you share. We say thank you. Without you, they cannot be us, you know. And I promise you to be consistent with all of this gist. You know that as Energy King, not Energy God yet, Energy King, I sort my people that I bring on this podcast. You know, regular faces are here, but they come with fresh, brand new ideas. You know what I mean? You know, when you cook efforiro in Yoruba land, in Nigeria, and you put Maggi on top, or afirusi, you not put Iru on top of it. You not break
fish,
mama that is pregnant with back.
Yeah.
You're lost, I know.
Don't be.
So ladies and gentlemen, to my immediate right is a lady that God made when he wanted to calm down. He wasn't rushing, it took his time, you know.
Let me check.
The Bible says, thou art wonderfully and fearfully made. Some persons are fearfully made. Let me not go there. Amen?
Amen.
But she is wonderfully made. God's, you know, when you cook soup, and you transfer the soup from one pot to another, there is something you call the bottom pot. That is the most sweetest part of the pot. You know what I mean? So this is the bottom. So this is the bottom pot of beauty. BPB, ladies and gentlemen, a woman that can take your sorrow away with a smile. Wow. A woman that has shenanigans can wipe your tears. A woman that is calm but not gentle, quiet but not stupid, easygoing but not dull. If you look for trouble, you will collect. If you love her, she will care for you. You give her nonsense, you receive in double. This is God's masterpiece, God's elegant creation. First and the only first, second to nobody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Gen Z Pro Maxes, and millennials, make welcome to the Unscripted Gang Podcast. Incredible Lorna. Come on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I like your hair. On behalf of the gang, we'll pay for that hair. Virtually. We'll pay virtually. I like your hair.
Thank you.
I'm a fan of women looking so cute. Though that will attract a man, but that is not going to keep a man. But then we judge the book by the cover sometimes. You always look very good.
Thank you. Packaging is important.
It's important, but then while we focus on the container, the content is key. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings me to the inside and the pot itself. Ladies and gentlemen. It is not every day you see gold everywhere. You can go to Dollarama and see diamond. It may look like it, but it's painted diamond. This particular lady is God's masterpiece. She takes her time. Talent overdose. Back-to-back beauty. Back-to-back elegance. Back-to-back phonation. Back-to-back class. Wonderful mother. Queen mother. Mother of princesses. Mother of kings. This is a woman that when there is a battle of the Lord, leave her alone.
Wow.
When the Lord says, the battle is mine, says the Lord, he's referring to people like this. When she goes on her knee, Lorna, heaven will fall.
Wow.
This one is especially custom made. You know, sometimes when manufacturers made a vehicle, they put limited at the back. You know what I mean? Do you know the meaning of that?
Limited edition.
They say this car is not plenty. So when you see this
one
car,
of a kind.
grab your copy before it is too late. God's limited edition, ladies and gentlemen, but unlimited in our thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Gen Z Pro Maxes and millennials, make welcome, delectable, amazing, gorgeous, yellow pumping, one and only, the light has come. Ladies and gentlemen, Kemi in the building. Come on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Wow. They don't call you the Energy King for nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, to my right is an amazing black queen from the coast of Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, Bamunda. To my left side, we have a wonderful woman from the West African coast of Nigeria. Omo Wahala. And humble myself between these two walls. The question is, how do I survive? The word of the Lord came to me.
And what's that?
Lo and behold, I'm with you. Fear not.
Do not be afraid.
So ladies, I'm glad to see you tonight, or today, or this afternoon, wherever you are.
Thank you.
I like your glasses. You won't go with it. Thank you very much. But anyways, ladies, you guys are looking so gorgeous and beautiful.
Thank
You know, as a guy who is passionately and wonderfully taken, I commend your beauty. This is wonderful. And so now let's talk about our topic for today, by the way. When I was trying to position the light, you guys were gisting behind my back, but I forgive you. You know, we're talking about, what was that? When you look at the reality of raising kids in the motherland or in the West, we're comparing both. Which one is easy? Raising kids back home in the motherland and here, the realities. Let me start from my immediate right. Growing up in Africa, how was it for you? Parental virtues and, you know, the things that, you know.
I feel like it was easier. When I look at my brothers and sisters who have been parenting back home, there's a lot of support.
Yeah.
That's first and foremost. And when you have support, everything is just easier.
Very easy.
There's not that much support here in the West, unfortunately. And if you if you are able to get that support, it's expensive.
You pay for it.
The average middle class, even upper middle class, finds it difficult to afford decent help. So I think that with that, it brings a lot of difficulty in the West, makes it a lot easier in the motherland. Honestly, I can't think of any way that it would be easier in the West. I can't think of any. But that's why I'm here. To learn.
From the veteran.
Yep.
All right. Raising kids in Nigeria and raising kids in this part of the world. Compare both. Take us somewhere.
Oh, well, I'm going to be talking based on my own experience.
Yes.
As a mother, you know. I would say both are very easy for me. And I will tell you my reasons. The foundation was already solid before we got to this place. Do you understand? I already trained my children the way I want them to be.
Lucky.
You know, because I know that they have a system here. Do you understand? I helped myself with some of the things I know that it will help me in the system here.
I
Not
see.
everything. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Based on my own culture, where I am coming from.
It's a different ball game,
But, you
actually.
know, but I picked the one that would work for me. Do you understand? And the one that would not work for me.
Drop that.
And the foundation, like I said, the foundation is already solid. Do you understand? The arts, I can say my daughter at the age of 7 years old, she started, you know, cleaning the house, you know, washing plates and all that. And
Nice.
so the foundation is already solid. Do you understand? Then when I got to this place, I didn't lose guard.
I like that word, lose guard.
You know,
You mentioned something. You said you picked what worked for you here and you dropped what didn't. Can you give me some examples of things that worked for you? Because
okay, thank you. Like where I am coming from, I am used to spanking, yelling, in my motherland. Do you understand? But here, it's a different thing entirely. It's like what an opposite. Do you understand? You can't do that here. So I decided to, instead of doing that, it didn't work for me anyway. Where I am coming from, it didn't work for me because I was just saying those things as after yelling, after spanking,
Nothing will still change.
nothing will still change
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. So I decided here you can't do that, and because I can't do that, I have to, you know, adjust myself
to the reality.
to the reality. I'm not taking them back. Do you understand? We are going to be in the system, and we have to get used to the system. Do you understand? And I have to take the one that works for me. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I would prefer to sit them down. But you know, at some point I had to, you know, come up with an idea of family day. You know, so that we can relate, communicate, connect. Tell me things mommy do that you don't like. Let me tell you things you do that I don't like.
I don't like.
You know, just see.
I like that idea.
That is like day
my
and
friends.
night. Tell me things that you don't like about me.
Because
I don't know any
parents-
time my parents ever said that.
Parents, we are kind of fussy.
Tell me
You
what
want
you
to,
don't
you
like.
know, because of this the land that we are coming from. Oh, you have to do this. When I was young, my mother used to tell me to do this, and I used to do it. It's not like that here.
Yeah.
And I realized that children, if you take your time to explain to them,
They will understand.
more
Than
and
yelling
exactly.
and screaming.
You understand?
and shouting.
You understand? So I picked the one that worked for me, and
Trash the one that did not.
yeah, and trashed the one that did not work. And the Bible said, train up your child in the way they should go, so that when they grow, they will not depart from it. So it's like they've already received that, some of the training from my country.
You
where
put the
I'm coming
fear of
from.
God
The
in
fear
them.
of- exactly. Do you understand?
From the beginning.
From the beginning. So it's made it so, you know, it's still a struggle. You know, at some point I was comparing, when I see some of my friends' kids, and I see them behaving well, you know, when I get them, I'll tell my son, oh, can't you see that boy? He's almost your age and he's sitting down, you know. And I realized that it wasn't working for me. It means I have to change that pattern.
It's a pattern.
You know, I don't have to compare. Do you understand? Children are just
That's the present period.
unique in their own way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
They're not different. They're not the same.
They're not. Yeah, they're just unique in their own way.
Okay.
I picked the one that works for me. Trash. The one that's
That didn't work out.
You know, you understand? And I think.
Now, John F., what worked for you? In your
Okay.
case?
So personally, I feel like there is what you call cultural shock. Back in Africa, parenting is more like the way they train us is the way we train our kids. And for the fact that you have a wonderful parent doesn't mean that they train you well.
Yeah.
For the fact that they smack you so hard doesn't mean you should do that to your own child. This idea that until you over-scream and do these things, your kids won't change, I think it makes no sense for me, literally. In this part of the world, they thrive on communication. And because of that, kids get away with so much. So how do we strike the balance as Africans? So what I think is hitting your child is a no-no. You shouldn't do that. Because apart from the fact that it's against the Canadian law, or the Western law to hit a child. You shouldn't hit a child. What I do personally is I set up consequences. I do more of communication. When they do something that is beneath or below their expectation, I express my frustration by not smiling. I'm firm on the ground. I break it down for you, make you understand what you've done. And because of that, I will let you understand this and this will not happen.
Yeah.
But I don't say that in a very charming voice though. That's how I improvise. I can hit my kid. But in my voice, my tone, I may not yell, but I'll be close to yelling. If you really piss me off. But I have to explain to you why I'm doing that. I look at their life outside academics. What do they treasure most? Their tech. PS5. That's where I start from. So in my house, I have what they call 1 strike, 2 strike, 3 strike. All right? Your mom called like 3 times, you're lost on your phone, you're not answering. That's 1 strike. What is 1 strike? For the weekend, Friday, Saturday, no TV. It works. It works. No TV. So, it depends on the weight of what you've done. Sometimes 3 strike. No TV, no tech, no TV, no game, no phones.
Another thing.
And so, let me just wrap it up. Sorry, my apologies. So when I do that, I feel like they listen more. Sometimes for the little one, you can tell them to time out. But Canadian law, by the way, you were saying that you can actually smack a kid, but they define it very clear. You can smack
like this,
at the bum.
Yeah.
Head is a no-no because they're still evolving. Sometimes you hit them like that, you reposition their brains.
That's true.
Functionality, right? But I think parents should learn to have conversation.
I don't know how we survived because our parents used to do that.
It was
all the
wrong.
time.
It was wrong. It should never be done to any child. It was wrong. It was wrong. And because we feel like because of the way they were so strict with us, we turned out good. But no, that's not true.
It was the grace of God.
That's not true. You turn out good because you turn out good and they did a good job. But beating you and dragging you it's not part of it. And no parent should do that to a child. Because when they grow up, they remember. And it becomes a trigger.
It's traumatic.
It's traumatic. It's not good to do that to a child. Go ahead.
In another thing, in all your action, let there be communication. Let there be what's the right word to you? In all your action, let there be explanation.
Yes, for what? Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Back home, when her parents are probably what did you
spanking
or whatever?
They don't smack all day.
Let's not go there.
They show you pepper.
You understand?
My sister.
They just do that thing without explaining the reason. And
They feel they don't owe you explanation.
Yes.
Right.
We didn't learn anything out of it. At some point,
You get used to it.
I got used to it, and I'm like, I'll do it. Worse, they'll beat me. I'm just waiting for the beating.
You turn your back for them.
know.
Do it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
But children here, do you understand, in the Western world, let there be explanation after all your action. Do you understand? Okay, the reason why you did this, do you understand? And I'm punishing you like this. Explain. Back it up with an explanation. This is the reason why I am doing this to you.
I even have a problem with
Do
the
you
word
understand?
punishment. It shouldn't be. It should be maybe consequences. Because words are very careful. You have to.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, you have to choose your word carefully. It's not punishment.
Wow.
They're no slaves. It's literally what you want to do is to build connection with your
I
child.
think it's just a general English that we use.
Yeah, of course, African.
When you know.
Well, I know. Like,
I don't think the word punishment is wrong.
Yeah.
I don't see that too.
But I understand what you're saying.
Punishment
It has
is
a
a-
negative connotation.
is a word that comes with an offense.
It was an offense.
But they didn't commit an offense. They didn't just live up to expectation. Because they are kids. Kids want to be kids.
Okay.
Kids don't know what is right and wrong. You set what is right and wrong. So you call
what,
them.
after you've said what is right and wrong and they still do what you said they shouldn't do,
Exactly.
that is an offense.
No, don't call it an offense. They're not criminals. I beg.
Okay. So you feel
Yeah.
like the word punishment
The
has
word-
a
yeah,
very
it's too
harsh
big.
connotation.
For a child, no.
What
Okay.
I am trying to.
Yeah, please go ahead.
The
Sorry.
example of what I'm trying to say is, if a child gets to this place now and break this call, in my country you spank that child.
Yeah, that's not
Do you
nice.
understand? Without,
It's a mistake.
Now, if a child is coming to this place and break this cup. Do you understand? I put this cup here. You are not even expected to touch it. Now you not touched it. I am going to, and I just ignore and you left. Do you understand? I am going to call you back and explain the reason why I asked you not to do it. Because if I don't explain, you will come back and still do the same thing. Do you understand? You're still coming back. I have just, go. I have just heard that. Go. I don't want to see you here again. Will you leave that place and all that? That child does not even understand what you're saying, what you have just done. Do you understand? That is not what they call correction. You've not corrected that child. Do you understand? Next time, call that child. This is my reason why I said, if you touch this thing, you're going to break it. So don't touch it again. Next time, the child will not come near that glass again. But if you don't give
an explanation.
Do you understand? The child has done, he or she has done something right. Do you understand? He or she will come back and do the same thing. So,
and again, it could be an accident.
It hasn't changed anything.
So I feel like in Africa, in motherland, we feel like we don't owe our children explanation. So there is this communication gap between kids and parent, and it's terrible, especially with the girl child. We don't sit down with a girl child and explain the consequences of things that happen, how precious they look, their body, things to look at. We don't talk to kids.
But even with a boy child, I feel like they're too harsh on them because they're trying to make them men. And it breaks them.
I just feel like something is wrong with our idea of not raising kids, because our kids turn out better, but going beyond, like using some very aggressive way to train your child can never be justified by any standard anywhere in the world. I just feel like there should be a communion between you and your kid. Let there be conversation. Your kid is not your friend. At the same time, I want to be very careful here. You are the parent. You are setting leadership. You are guiding these children to destiny. So they are not your friend, but communicate with them in a friendly approach. When I mean they are not your friend, I don't mean don't play with your kids, but let there be balance. In a way that they should know that this is my mom. My mom is helping me to navigate my life. When it's time to play very well. When it's time to set expectations, set it right. You know what I mean? They're not doing their homework. For instance, they wake up in the morning, they're on phone. And you're smiling. You can be smiling. So these are the issues, right? So we don't know how to strike the balance because we love them so much. And we don't know how to literally balance both. You must be able to balance both. Because they can see when you're not serious. And they won't take it serious. Exactly. I explained to my kids why they should live this way, why they should live that way. Now, here, the challenges of parenting. Let's go to the table, right? Let's break the table right now. Parents come to this part of the world, they have so much responsibilities, so much bills, the ones that are artificial bills, the ones that are unnecessary bills.
Artificial bills.
Those are artificial bills. You have basic bills like your rent and all of that.
Yeah.
If you don't have much money, why do you pick up a car you're financing? If you want to finance a car, make sure you can pay, right? So you have a child, you know that there must be recreation, there must be activities, there must be gaming, and these things are expensive. But you are living too much in luxury. You're getting a house when you know it's difficult to pay the mortgage, right? Who suffers? Your children. Because there is no money left for their personal upbringing, right? So what happens? You hand over the job of parenting to electronics. Now YouTube and Roblox, they're taking the place of parenting. Just because you don't want them to come near you, because you need your space, because you work so hard. 12 hours shift, you're back, you're tired. Okay, you go and take your iPad, but you don't censor what they're watching. This is where the challenge is coming. Access to internet. We don't censor what our kids watch. We just give them life and access to YouTube, and you don't care. Some of the cartoons that they watch makes no sense. Some of the characters of those cartoons don't make sense.
And I think that's what I was going to chime in about. My fear of becoming a parent here and raising my children here in the West is the societal influences. That's my biggest fear. Because back in our motherland, we don't really have much of the societal influences at schools. And in the schools where I'm from, there's still a bit modest.
Maybe because there's no like access to the internet. But then let me shock you.
But
I
here,
have someone in this room who has raised wonderful children, and that's Kemi. Yeah, you need to see Kemi's children. You will love to give birth tomorrow.
but Kemi mentioned that they had the background from home that helped.
But when they came,
Now-
But guess what?
When
When I came, my little baby, my last one,
How
was
old?
around 2 years.
Okay,
Exactly.
yeah,
So
now
she
that's
hasn't learned
scary.
anything from it. Yeah.
She's basically been raised here.
so you can say
How is her mind? Like, how are her thoughts? Like, how are her values? And because the schools scare me here, to be
yes.
honest.
See, the problem is sometimes you look at the education system, you're like, teachers are literally like, just let them go through 9 to 2. There is no thorough back-to-back teaching. They don't do follow. I'm not saying they're not doing their job, but it's not like back home, where because parents are like, teachers in Africa are like parents. They can discipline your child without your consent.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel
And when
about that.
no, I don't mean smart.
Oh, okay.
They will put in consequences that when you come back, they will tell you yes, of course. When they finish, you come back to the house, they will start yours already. After the school, they will face yours. Yeah. Because raising a child in Africa is community.
Yes. I
And it's
think that's what I
beautiful.
love. That's what
Your
I love.
child has done something wrong. The neighbor can actually take the place of you before you show up. And you'll be like, oh, thank you so much. Because we believe that it takes a community
Village.
to raise a child. Here, it's not like that.
No.
Some of these people don't even have good parenting. They don't even have a taste of parenting. And they have kids. You can be a good parent when you don't have the values of a parent. You can't give what you don't
You
have.
can't give what you don't have, exactly.
So when you see some of these young ladies out there tomorrow and they have kids, are like, it is. So that's why I tell people, parenting is a calling. It's not everybody that should be parent. If you know that you don't know what it takes to nurture a child, to raise a child properly, and your lifestyle becomes a template for guidance. Children don't care what you say.
That's true.
They watch what you do.
Amen. That's true.
They don't care what you're telling them. They're watching your actions, and that's how they're going to mold their life, either you like it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a girl child, and you're hopping from club to club, and you have a girl child
In decent dressing.
in decent dressing, you hop out of the house and you're looking like you on a bomb. Oh,
You're
wow,
coming to tell that child that I don't want to see you on this, but you're doing it. You're not.
But you're doing it.
Around her.
So as a mother, your attitude, as a father, your lifestyle is what they are watching. So you lead by character.
Yeah.
So if you are not ready for that, don't bring a child to this world, man. Don't do that. So that's the idea. So here, it's all about communication. Follow up from school.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in too much of debt that you can't have time for them. Have conversation. Have conversation. I call mine on Sundays, I call it family time.
Yeah.
Your siblings, you talk about what they've done wrong. We'll trash it there. What did I do wrong? We'll not have the best guy of the week in my house.
Oh, did they get a prize?
Yeah. Gift card.
Wow.
Dollarama.
You know that.
Tim Hortons.
You know that. Africa,
Starbucks.
where we're coming from. Our parents are fussy, and they believe everything they are doing.
They know the best
They
things
know
for
the
us.
best. Do you understand?
We have no
They are
voice.
always right. Do you understand? But here, do you understand? You can't be always. Let them express themselves. Do you
Okay.
understand? They are children, but don't be surprised what they'll be saying.
In Africa, your
Do you
parents is
understand?
here, you're here. When there are challenges, especially as a girl child in school, you can't even talk to your parent about it.
I love something here.
You're
Do
scared.
you know that if you talk to a child here, if you tell them to do something, they'll ask you why.
Confidence.
Yeah.
That's just one
You know when I was
backhand,
talking the other time, I said I tried to, take the one that will work for me and trash the one that will work. I love that part. It's like, it gives them self-confidence. You can't nobody can bully them, nobody can harass them outside. You understand? They will ask you, I tell my daughter, Mary, go and do this for me, she asks me, Mommy, why? You have to give her a reason why you want her to. Back home,
ask an African parent.
Ask an African parent.
Eh?
When I first came, I was behaving like an African parent. One day, my little baby, she made a video. She said, my mommy, 9 o'clock, she'll say, guys, 9 o'clock, you have to be African parents. As in, the word African parent was what really got me. Like, Mommy, you're doing too much.
It's just all about communication. You need to be available. The biggest gift for your child
It's time.
is time.
Quality time.
The biggest currency of parenting is quality time. Buy them the word.
Do the right thing
Take
at the
them.
right time.
Take them to the best places
Do
in the
not
world.
miss it.
See,
Because if you miss that time when you're supposed to be communicating
Money-
with them at that time, as they are growing, you're missing it already.
and money can't replace quality time, because that's what it's gonna remember. They will say, my dad is always busy. My mom is always working. They won't say you bought them this, you bought them that, but she's always busy. My mom is always busy.
So if
Well,
I
let's
just
wait.
yeah,
It
go
is
ahead.
making it more difficult for me now. Maybe I can learn from John F. One time I took my daughter for an appointment, and the doctor called me. She just wanted to tell me everything was fine. They had their test and all that, everything was fine. And she said, hello, am I speaking with? I said, I'm a mom. What's going on? She said, I need to speak with your daughter. How old is she? I said she was 13. I said she's 13. She's an adult. She didn't give me that results. I said, okay, what do I do? She said, I have to wait. I'll call back. When will she be back from school? I said, she'll be back by this time. She said she'll call back. Like 2 hours later, she called back. Then I gave the phone to my daughter. I put it on speaker. I was here because she already told me that, but I was just concerned that there's age restriction. At the age of 13 years old, I don't have access to my daughters.
That is so strange to me.
It is. That's where I am still,
Struggling.
What was she trying to
Struggling
tell
with
your
it.
daughter? What was it?
Yeah,
She
you
just
never
said, oh, we ran the test, everything is fine. If you're still feeling the pain, just call us.
Was she sick?
Yes. Then I collected the phone from her. I said,
Who was that
No.
person?
at the hospital.
the practitioner,
nurse,
the nurse.
She just said she's 13 years old. Another thing, I called a friend of mine. I said, please, can you help me? Because I know that I work. Do you understand? Although, to God be the glory, my kids are good, like you said. Do you understand? But I still don't want to take that
Chance.
because they are good. I still need to be there. But at the same time, I need to work as a single mother. Do you understand? Then I called a friend of mine. I told him, I said, please, can you help me set like this parenting guide on their phone so like at least I can monitor whatever they are doing on their phones, because I can't always be there. You understand? I have to work. And the period I'm at work, probably on Saturday and Sunday, the period I'm at work, I have no idea what they are doing. Then the guy said, how old is she? I said, she's 13 years old. He said, no, I can't do it. I said, why? She said, because she's grown. She's an adult.
13?
Yes, how
13
do
is
you
not.
call an
13
adult?
is not an adult.
Then you know what? One day my daughter said, Mommy, do you know that you cannot check my phone again because I'm an adult? Well, to you, you are an adult. But to me, you are a child.
Anyway, let's just
Even
say,
when you turn 18 years old, you are still a child
okay,
to me.
she's an adult, right? Can she pay for that phone and subscribe on it?
I started talking to her. I said, okay, you're an adult.
Chill.
Are you able to feed yourself? No.
I think what they're
As an
trying to
adult,
say.
can you walk now? No.
No.
As an adult, can you
As an
drink?
adult, what can you bring to the table for me now? No. Nothing, right? So what makes you an adult?
A teenager is not an adult.
No.
Let's be clear.
Let's be very clear.
I don't know where that is coming
Maybe
from.
if she had
Yeah.
said teenager, I would have understood. But she said she's an adult.
That's just
So that's where you
the-
should have actually stepped in
Yes.
right there.
This is like the second time I'll be hearing that.
So now,
that was
now,
It
next
was a
time.
difficult moment.
So
for me,
next
like,
time, what you will do is you ask questions. You tell the doctor, whoever the doctor is, whatever nurse, I don't care. In what world
He's
is
a 13-year-old.
13-year-old an adult? What's your definition of an adult? This is my child. My child is a teenager, and if you want to fast forward my child's age, you need to speak to God first.
But the funny thing is, by law, she's not supposed to give
She's not
her
an
the
adult.
results. So that's the stuff that scares me, and
why
that's
would
why
you
it
give
brings
a
me to my,
result of a
your
13-year-old
child. Right.
No, not even my child. A 13-year-old child. Does she have an idea what's written?
There's a reason why that nurse did that.
No.
It's in the law. It's in the law for her not to divulge that information to you.
But she can't process it. She doesn't
But
understand what the results.
that's the scary thing for me as someone who wants to become a parent
So
here.
now,
And
okay.
now I'm asking a question. Would you, if I decided that when my kids when I have my kids here and they turn 1 or 2, I pack them, I take them back to Africa. When they turn 12 or 13 or 15,
It's good.
I bring them back.
But make sure you're there in Africa with
Yes,
them.
of course. I'm raising them there. I choose to
good.
raise them there because this is the kind of thing I cannot tolerate.
But that is not
Like, you're not going to call me after my kid went to run tests in the hospital and tell me you can't give the results to me as her mother.
I know. So that's why if you have a solid background for your child, all of this won't shake you at all. See, you have from 5 to 0 to 11 to raise a child. If you didn't do your job, if you fail as a mother or a father, from 4 to 11, there's nothing else you can do at 12. Because the child already has an opinion
Do you know
of
that
how
even
things
if
are
you go to
done.
Mandarin, a 13-year-old child is considered an adult. Do you know that? So it's like, that is their age.
So
Where?
Mandarin. 13 years old is considered an adult.
The restaurant?
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know where that is coming from, but I know 13 years old.
I know.
I know 13-year-old.
I go there with my children, and I know that.
I know
once I tell them their ages,
I know
they tell me
13.
they're adults.
I know.
Adults,
Well,
sorry.
they're just doing business, making you pay more. Making you pay more. I think.
Yes.
Let's just be specific. 13-year-old cannot give consent,
No.
which means
They're not allowed to
Yeah.
So
drink
nothing is
alcohol
making her an adult.
you
Making
can
her-
walk into LCBO.
and buy alcohol.
You can have a credit card.
So therefore,
You
you're
can
not an
drive.
adult. You can exactly.
So I don't know what
it's a
that's
double
about. You're 13 years
standard.
old.
It's a
13
double
years.
standard.
So definitely, the point is, when you come to this part of the world, as an African person, be careful to raise a child well on time. When your child is forming from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, don't be too busy not to have time. If you're not
that's
there,
the best time to
this,
get them.
this is it. Something has to be there in their system. If you're not there, something is going to be there. If you're too busy, you're chasing those hours, something will be there. Opinion will be there. They will learn something and put it in there because you don't know what's going on.
Do you know that if I had given birth to my kids in
Canada
Canada,
or in the West.
they would have still been who they had to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm
So-
just saying this
so-
because
so
I
don't be-
raised them.
So don't be
It
scared.
doesn't mean if I get
Yeah.
pregnant today, I'm going to take them back. I'm going to take the child
Lorna.
to Africa.
I don't know.
Lorna.
I'm thinking of taking
Lorna.
my kids
You
back
understand
to
what I'm
Africa.
saying?
Lorna,
Like,
don't be scared. Don't be scared. Listen,
I am-
listen.
Frightened.
It's okay.
No.
See, this is it. Fear not. For
just
I am
create
with
time for the child. Do you understand? Let the child know what he or she is meant to know
Be
at
present.
that time. As the child is growing,
Be present.
you know.
Be present. And one thing messing up children is tech. Technology. You see the access to iPad and iPhones and phone?
That's another thing.
You have to keep your eyes
I
on
did not
that.
give my daughter, access to phone until she turned 13 years old.
For instance, in my house, my kids
And
don't.
the reason
Go ahead.
was very simple, because they use public bus in school. So while I'm at work, I need to follow whether she's gotten home or she's still in school, what's happening, the siblings, are, you know that. So the phone
So-
became a must for me to get for her. If not, I wouldn't have done it.
So the same
Monday
thing.
to Friday, I keep their phone. Saturday, sorry, Monday to Friday, she goes to school with the phone. Saturday, Sunday, she knows.
So my sons, they had access to phone very early in life because I was away for a while. I was here, they were back home in Africa. I needed to make sure I speak to them every minute, every time. At that point in time, I'll call the mother, she's away, at work, I'm busy. So I needed to equip them with internet and phones, and they were, speaking with me on FaceTime, not WhatsApp. FaceTime 247. The day they got to Canada, I took the phones.
Wow.
Yeah, it's over.
Wasn't that hard?
It was
Wasn't
hard, but
difficult?
that's the reality. They can't have access to tech like that. Because the technology will teach this is it. Technology will raise them for me.
Especially here.
It will raise them for me, and I don't want that. So in my house, my kids don't have access to phone tech until Friday evening.
Wow. I like
Monday to Friday in my house, there is no TV. No TV, no phone, no game, nothing. Schoolwork. They come on Friday there's no assignment here. They don't give assignment. Sorry. They don't give assignment.
Oh, that's
You have
nice,
to-
though. I like that.
They don't give assignment.
I mean, sometimes
So you don't
it's
have to
too
help.
much. Sometimes it's too much homework. I want them to relax.
I know. So when they come on Friday, all shows done. Get on tech till Sunday night, 6-7 p.m. You're done. And on their laptop, Google Chrome, go to extension, deactivate adult content. They can't go there.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're watching something, pay attention to what they are listening to. Especially all those YouTube shorts. That's where they listen to bullying language and all of that. But if you just don't care, the society will raise your child for you.
Yeah.
Parenting is not an
Because
easy job.
It's not easy.
like I said, it's a calling. It's a serious job. If you're not well raised, don't raise another idiot.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You know what I mean? This is Kemi here. Raise wonderful children with African values right in Canada.
I love that.
Sometimes you see some parents, you walk into their home, their kids don't open their mouth to greet because it's not their fault, They don't do that here.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to be like, come on, someone just walked in.
Yeah.
You remind them. Well, they don't care. All of a sudden, they are here. You don't speak language anymore.
I love that.
And by-
don't forget.
And by the
I am still an African woman.
and by the
I still have
time
some
they're speaking to grandma on the phone and they're sounding so my children, and the way they're speaking, hi grandma, are you alright? Yeah. And you feel like you're fulfilled, But you are-
funny.
but you are a beautiful failure
Oh my goodness, beautiful failure.
because at the end of the day, they forget their
After the
roots.
funny.
They don't remember where they're coming from,
Yeah.
and they want to identify with this part of the world, and you have failed.
Yeah.
So,
And it's very easy for them to identify. You know why? They spend more time.
Right.
and part
that's
and part
cool.
of parenting is you need to speak affirmation to your children every day. When your kids are going to bed, it's not the best time to be angry at them. Don't make them go to bed sad. Do not do that. When they're going to school, they must not go to school sad. Those 2 hours, be smart as a parent. They can't go to school sad. That's not the time. Carry your bag. No. When they're going to school, if they've done something bad, keep it. Don't raise it. Hey, Jackson, remember, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're amazing.
Wow, I love that.
Your color is special. People want to have your skin. So when you see a bad person talking about your skin, it's because they want to have your skin. But they cannot. So when they say bad words to you, don't use bad word against them, but use the word like a smart baby girl.
Yeah.
Somebody said, you're a monkey. Really? That's one of my favorite animals. But then, do you have a lot in the house? Because I don't know where you got it from. Exactly. Oh no! They go to the teachers, and of course, so that's it. I told my kids, don't start a fight.
Yeah. Like
But you have a right. Well, you have a right to defend yourself when it's necessary.
Stand up for yourself.
Exactly. So when you make them understand the beauty of their
right.
skin,
Right.
Yeah.
don't start a fight. My friend would say, don't start a fight. If they start, finish it. And and I was like, no, don't start a fight. Don't fight, but defend yourself when it's necessary. So let them understand the beauty of their nature, that they are special, that their hair is natural.
Are they being told otherwise at school?
Yes, because there's bully everywhere. They will bully your child. They will bully your child.
Yeah,
They
one day
will.
my daughter came back from
Big
school.
time.
She said, Mommy, somebody said I'm ugly. And I looked at her, I said, are you ugly? No, look at yourself. Just check the mirror. You're wonderfully and beautifully done.
When somebody tell you that you're
Next
ugly,
time, next time you tell that person, look at me. I'm
See, I'm
beautiful."
gonna fight people in the
Yes.
schoolyard.
No.
now,
I'm going to be that parent
But when
where-
it's becoming too much,
who
I
hangs
think
around the
you
schoolyard.
just need to sit
you know
Spy
what?
on
You know
my
what?
kids,
You know what I told my son? When somebody tells you like you look terrible, just say, life can be difficult for the blind because you're blind.
Tell them you're entitled to your
No,
opinion.
no,
your
yeah.
opinion, that's your opinion. But
Do you
my
understand?
own,
So my first son is so bold. Oh God,
I love that.
He's so bold that you can't
Yeah.
run him down. You'll be like,
that's like my.
you are like, I don't care. Opinion, your opinion
It
Doesn't matter.
count. It doesn't count.
doesn't matter. I know who I am. I
And
know who I
how
am.
did you get them to be
Every
that
day
bold?
conversation after
Yeah,
this
keep
podcast.
reminding them.
After this podcast,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen.
Mm.
I connect with my kid like
Yeah.
I make them on because I know the society is not nice
Right.
to black kids.
Yeah.
So I prepare their mind for bullying. I let them understand that there are kids out there that will make you feel like you're not special because they are cowards, because they were not raised well by parents. But you're coming. I told my kids, I tell them, you have love at home, and it's everything. So when they tell you anything outside, understand that it's because you're special, and show them in your classwork why you're the best. When you don't understand, don't be afraid to ask questions. Do you understand?
No matter how stupid they are.
Exactly.
And I think it also because you spend so much time with them, they know that
when
they're
you
special.
walk so much,
and you don't spend that time, then they believe
when
what
you have
other people
unnecessary debt on your neck,
No
avoidable debt. Wait, I'm coming back there because this is the problem of parenting. This is the problem of parenting in this part of the world. When you have avoidable debt on your neck and your bills are so much, you will be looking for hours and shift and shift, and again you won't have time for your children. Your back is paining you. You come back, you're tired.
My husband is there with them.
You understand?
My wife is there with them.
So it's all about your personality. You know what I mean?
Obligations,
Sometimes drive your kids. Sometimes, like one day, I drove my kids to downtown. You know where these people that are, people that they literally made wrong choices. Let me use that word. People that made wrong choices.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, people that made wrong choices. People that made wrong choices. You see them smoking outside, sleeping outside. Government don't even give them their own money because they will use it for drugs. At the end of the day.
Well, not all of them were because of
so now,
but most of them.
Some of them, not all of them. Some is whatever. I drove my kids there. I'm like, look at these people. These are special people. The same Canada gave you opportunity, gave them opportunity. So when you don't listen to your parents, you don't do what you're supposed to do. Sometimes you will now get comfortable with the wrong friends, and this is what you get. You make them understand. Show them love because they're not gonna see the love out there. Be available. Don't be daddy of the house. You're coming, they're running away. Don't do that. Communication. But some of us in Africans here, we want to raise our kids the way our parents raised us. And we fail from that.
Yeah.
We don't prepare them. We just send them to school. We don't prepare them for what is in school.
And then the punishment in public is what really pisses me off about African parents. Like parents who punish their kids in front of other people.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's
what I'm saying. I told you I said you're downplaying their self-esteem. I told you I said everybody cannot be a parent. Parenting is a calling. You have to learn, unlearn, relearn as a parent. Because your number one job is to build confidence in those kids because it's hard out there. When they're going to bed, my kids, I talk to them. You're wonderful. I am so proud to be your father. Take everything from me and give me you guys. They remember.
Oh, that's so sweet.
They remember.
Now, here's the thing I don't understand as well. I noticed that a lot of the young people in the West have this, like, they don't take criticism very well. If you make a comment about something they didn't do very well, and you give them some negative criticism, constructive but negative, it's shunned and it's frowned upon. Like, oh, you're supposed to say only nice things.
Like, they don't want to be corrected.
Like, they don't want to be told that this wasn't perfect. Like, if somebody bakes cupcakes and put too much baking soda, you're supposed to eat it with a smile. And I'm like, it's disgusting.
It's cultural shock.
Learn it. But it's frowned upon to give that negative criticism. So how do you guys do that? How do you tell them this sucks, you can do better, go and do it again? Because my dad used to do that with me, which is why I don't take negative criticism so badly. Like, I would color, he'd give me a picture to color and I would color outside the lines. You know how babies color outside the lines? And I'd show it to him and he'd say, yeah, but it's ugly because you colored outside the lines. Give me another one, color inside the line. I think these people are just
trying to tell you to appreciate the effort and not the result.
But then how do you appreciate something that's not good? There should be, you should be able to say, this is wrong or this is not good enough, do better. How do you do it?
Have you seen?
How are you correcting? What's the correction like?
That's why I'm asking a question.
Must you express that it's not sweet?
Yes.
So there's a better way to do that.
I feel you should.
There's a
I
better
feel
way.
like you should
Maybe
be able
some
to
people
say
prefer you go
this is
online
not.
and-
First of all, no, listen.
Put your review
You're
there.
coming from
They'll read
somewhere.
it.
The way
Not
they taught
attacking
you,
them.
the way they taught you.
Not attacking, but I should be able to say, okay, you didn't sweep this properly. Maybe try it, do it again. How do you?
If they give you,
Because I can't just say, great, oh my
No.
God, it's amazing
No,
for everything.
no.
I
You
think
run a
the
race, you are the
presentation-
last one, I still give you a trophy.
no wait.
Like, there has to
Wait.
be a loser and a winner.
I think your presentation matters a lot. I don't know. how
Yeah,
you
I think I
present
agree
it,
to that
you
one
know.
too. Because at the
Yeah,
end of
you
the
understand what
day,
I'm saying.
turn is very important.
It's very important.
Somebody
So how
make
do
it.
the kids run a race and yours was the last and you still give them a trophy for being the last?
It's-
And I'm not meaning the race, I'm meaning in any task. How do you tell them? There has to be a winner and a loser, and I think that they need to get used to that at a young age.
See,
to being
now,
told,
the concept
okay,
of a loser.
you didn't win, but you
Wait.
can win at something
No,
else.
the concept of being a loser should be the fact that
loser.
the concept of being a loser
Mm.
shouldn't be like you're a failure.
Mm-hmm.
It means you can try harder next time. So for the fact that you're there, you participated in the event, there must be an encouragement. And I think that's nice.
There must be a trophy for
Don't-
encouragement.
It's not a trophy. It's not a trophy.
No.
It's not a trophy. It's not a trophy. Okay, somebody.
They're giving them trophies for being the last. They give the winner trophy and the loser also
But
gets
not the same.
some kind of trophy,
No.
like
I don't
the
think so.
participation
For the fact that
trophy.
for instance, when you get to grade 6, everybody graduates to high school.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter. Your grade and credit starts counting from junior high, correct? But then everybody graduates, right? But you see people on the screen on the roll of honor, the best graduating students, right? So my point is, what do you learn by condemning effort?
Mm.
Somebody baked the cake the best way he could bake the cake.
So you just eat and swallow.
For instance, now
But you can correct.
Oh, listen.
Correct in love.
so
Okay, now,
how?
first
Okay,
of all,
let me say
Okay,
that.
help.
You can correct. There's nothing bad in correcting someone.
Yeah.
Correct in love.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Mhm.
You want to tell John F that how do I put it? You don't like the color of his. You don't like the way he's looking. Do you
Mhm.
understand? Oh, I love your cap. I love your this. I love your that. Then go back to.
So
But
I
you
baked.
don't-
Okay, I baked cupcakes,
But you
and
can-
they
you
are
can-
horrible.
Okay,
You can
let me
do-
go.
you can
Let me
do
go.
that. You can do
let me
that,
go.
yeah.
Let me go. Let me
The
go. Let me
cake
go.
is
Let me go. Let me
nice,
go.
it's
Let me go.
looking so good,
Wha-
but
No. She doesn't want to hear that one.
you understand?
That means you're
You can do
pretending.
that.
It means I'm pretending. You're not a nice girl.
You're still passing your message,
Okay,
but you're passing it in love.
so I'm waiting for you. I baked my cake. I give it to you.
Okay.
It really, you can't eat it because it tastes
Horrible.
like crap.
Okay,
Go.
this is what I'm gonna do.
What if it was a mistake?
One by one.
No, wait
Go.
now. Okay, let me go first. You bake the cake and it's
Mm.
very fantastically not nice.
Yes.
Good.
Mhm.
First of all, my personality is to appreciate the effort that you
Mm.
identify,
So-
the fact that you needed to offer me something.
Yeah.
For me, that is more than anything. So
Exactly.
it's the spirit behind the baking that
So-
I'm at. Wait
Thank you.
now,
still not
wait
correct.
now.
Okay.
It's the spirit behind the baking that is my problem. That's what I appreciate. You saw me, you offered me something. For me,
And I
that's
appreciate
for me
it.
that's big deal.
Yeah.
Mm.
However, I'll be like, oh, thank you for the effort. You see that? I didn't say thank you for a nice cake. I didn't say thank you. Thank you for the effort. Thank you for giving me this. I really appreciate it. You're so
Oh.
kind. You're so amazing. This means a lot.
Mhm.
All right. Maybe sometimes when I come around, I'm gonna bake you an African cake. I mean, let's see. Maybe you'll like it.
You've passed your message.
You pass your message, my friend.
No, you haven't.
You
Because
haven't.
she's-
You don't
You
have to
haven't
pass it
said
in
that
an
the
aggressive
cake
way.
is tasting bad, and you
Oh
haven't
my
eaten it
goodness.
in
Okay,
front of her.
okay.
You ate it
Now,
and
when
you
you say
swallowed.
that means you're nicely insensitive
Mm.
and you're not a good
I think
person.
that's my problem. Is I'm a little bit.
It's a
insensitive.
fundamental
If you now
problem.
bake that cake, if you now bake that cake and give
Yes.
it to the person, do you understand? The person,
Make them
the
eat it.
message is the message
Okay, how
has
about-
already been passed.
How about if that's the kind of cake she's been used to all
indirectly?
her life? It's just like you want to cook soup now. You're forming that you're cool, you're good. You have not met Kemi,
Mm.
who is
I'm sure. She
Who is a
can cook
natural?
better than me.
who has almost killed
That's
my
for
wife
sure.
because of food.
Oh.
So what I'm saying is that
Maybe you could say, so there's a lot of baking soda and it tastes a little
no, don't
bitter.
do that.
You don't say
It's
that.
demeaning.
You just say.
It is called.
Thank you so
Listen,
much.
it is cultural shock.
It's not.
We are different people.
No.
See, that's where I disagree.
John F.
Mhm.
You can let me put it in. A
Okay,
better
you
way for
go.
Okay. First
So
of
this
all,
one,
like you
Let's
said,
wrap
this
up,
one
guys.
wants to
First of
lie.
all,
So
as
for
I
you,
said,
what will you
to
say?
kill the person
Okay.
first. Do you understand?
Yes.
Don't demean the person's
First.
effort. Do you understand? Appreciate that person first. At least it's a
Oh,
lot
thank
to
you.
have
You're
done
so
that.
sweet.
Yo,
Keep
I
your
love
Now
it.
go to the real point that she's asking.
Yes. I want to know how you say that thing.
In
That
a
one.
very nice way.
Mhm.
Wow. Say
But
it.
next time, I feel if we do this, it will be better.
Oh.
That's more appropriate.
Mm.
Yeah. But next time, I feel if
This
you have
person
this,
had
or
no
don't you
idea
think-
the
And
cupcakes
that
were
should-
horrible.
That conversation of
Or
next
can you
time,
try this next time?
and
You
that
think it
should
will be
not
better?
be in
It's
the
you
moment.
pass your message.
Wait.
You know,
That shouldn't.
in a
Delivery.
polite
That
way.
shouldn't be in the moment. In the moment of eating that cake, allow some space.
What is she standing there waiting
Maybe
for me
wait
to say?
now. You're creating a movie here. Relax.
I
You-
need to talk. on
You're not
that.
gonna say like in the moment of receiving. Maybe after eating, after a while.
There's no way you could eat
know,
it.
at that time
It
it's
was
possible,
too much.
You know, at that time it's possible
was
you're
really bad.
angry. That time,
No.
like I'm just gonna put it that way. I'm not saying you are.
Okay.
Like you feel like saying it.
We've
as
left
it
parenting
is.
for cake, guys.
Do you understand? Saying it as it is, right down as it hot. You know, you don't want to do that.
Okay.
Do you understand? So that you don't make that person feel
Wisdom
bad.
now.
Relax. The way at the
Wisdom.
end of it, when you're passing that message, that person will appreciate it because that thing you're not passing it in an aggressive way. In the mood you were when
Have you seen someone walking a dog and you don't like
Firstly,
dog?
babe.
And you say, like, hi, nice kid, man, so cute.
oh
You don't like dog.
you don't honestly.
It-
I love your skin
So-
color. What cream do you use?
hold
Doesn't
on.
mean I'm going to buy that cream.
Someone-
trying to
someone-
crazy
so-
and make you feel so.
all right, now let me say something. Someone in this part of the world opens the door for you. Like, no, I don't like your dog. I don't like your dog. What? I don't like your dog?
Yeah, you can't say that.
You can say that.
Even if the dog
But if
is
it's
ugly.
Africa, you will tell a guy, I don't like this dog. Get out from. You understand? So
Some people's
it's
dogs
just
are
cultural shock. Just learn it. That's how you stay. It's for the
Okay.
you know the way they smile here, like it's real.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that smile. Oh, it's
Like-
horrible. I hate it.
You
Every
just-
time I see
you get
it,
into
it
the
makes me
you get into the
so
elevator with this.
sad.
You get into the elevator like.
Yeah. It's so fake. Like I don't like fakery. It's just.
All right, guys. So final words on raising kids in this part of
Well,
the
I've
world.
learned a lot from you guys. So
You
thank
know,
you so much
yeah, of
for
course,
that input.
voluntary learning, no pay, it's fine. We just feel like if you're raising your
My
kids
God.
here, it's a big job. Have time for them. The only currency of parenting is time and quality time and time and time. It is very terrible. In an entire summer, you can dedicate time to take your kids out, to travel out of your city. And they're back, people are talking about, because that's the first thing the teachers will say. Where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he go?
I
And
know.
your kid will be like, I
We
was
stayed at
home.
Oh wow.
Be like, oh, that's inferiority that is setting.
Oh.
You're destroying that child's memory.
I remember when I first started working here, I used to lie about stuff I did over the weekend.
You understand?
Because they made it mandatory to talk about their weekend.
You, of course.
And I didn't have any friends and I didn't have a life. So I never did anything.
So we're nicely lying.
So I was lying. Oh, I went to Toronto. I did this, I did that. I spent my
Oh my
weekends
God.
looking for places to go so that I could talk about it because I had nothing to say.
So just create time. That's why even before you have a kid, plan. Don't just give birth. Plan.
Yeah.
If it's just one, you know you can take care of.
I can have a job that won't give me time for.
Dedicate
See,
your time.
I cannot. Do you know my definition of a good job?
Make it just one.
Do you know my definition of a good job? A job that
Give that
I can
child
have time for my
quality
family. That's a good job.
Yeah.
What is the point
It's
chasing a
not
career
How much you're making?
and you're an absent father?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's been very nice talking to you guys on this and other official gossip. One more time. Any last words? I don't think so. I think we're done. Okay. I'll see you next time, guys. Peace out. I'm free.
Let's go. Let's go.
Easy like Joey. It's all lots of family. Do, do, do. Well, as a family, we do, together forever.